So where are you at now? How has this conversation shifted you?
Well, it just confirms what I think I already know.
So what were you afraid of?
I just have noticed that there are people around me that, okay, so here's the thing. So this is mostly an employer-employee relationship. Yeah. So my family is beautiful because they're on the ride, whether they like it or not, with the whole, good stuff. So they like it,
We'll talk about that later with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm on the ride and they choose to be with me. But a lot of other people think they want to come and say, hey, can I please have a raise? Oh. And I want to say, I would never say this, first of all, but I'd like to say, I thought you were going to be worth more by now, right? Because that's not true. Well, it is kind of true. But if somebody came to me and said, I need to make this much more, what can I do? I would do that. I would have an answer. But I feel like it's like they have learned helplessness, like they want me to fix them. And I can't fix them, but the more I fix me and the happier and healthier and more abundant my life becomes, it's almost like they become resentful and it holds them back. And I get stuck trying to say, well, don't go back, come forward. And it's just a kind of confusing, and then they get resentful in their employees, and so it becomes,
and they talk to each other. They're high-fiving each other.
They do. They're high-fiving each other about how the man's got them down, and I don't want them. I want everybody to come up.
We have some very clear solutions for you that will be really easy for you to feel and integrate into your experience immediately. These are law-based suggestions. They flow with the law of attraction, and therefore they're powerful. It's what your inner being knows about you and about them, and so everything will unfold very easily. So we'll explain it to you, and then we will explain the details of what you have to do about it, especially in the beginning, while you adapt to your new understanding about this. So most important is that they are attracting to them, because what they're attracting is through you. You're taking more responsibility than the universe is wanting to assign to you. You're the avenues through which they are attracting. It's an interesting thing with employees and with children. They can come to misunderstand. They think that you are the vortex through which all their good flows. In order to get your head straight about this, you might want to convey to one of your employees something like this. Again, you might not want to say it out loud to them. You want to say it to yourself until you're firm in it. Am I responsible for your clarity? Because I find clarity, and the universe delivers it to me in spades. And is your clarity dependent on mine, and do you get your clarity from me? Do I have to get enough good mood to share across the whole company? Or are you individually tapping in and responsible for your own good mood? There's a lot of resources. Did I attract all the sunshine and I'm letting you have a little bit of it? Or is it an equal opportunity? Do you have the same access to the sunshine and to the oxygen content of the atmosphere as I do? And so, are you responsible for their happiness? Are you responsible for the way they get along with their mates at home? Do you have to have such a good family relationship that you stand in that solidness of your relationship? So you say to all your employees, we've got it. Go forth and multiply. I got that down. You don't take responsibility for what they attract on any subject except money. And even if the bulk of their money is flowing through you to them, they are attracting it through that scenario. There are so many other avenues through which they can attract abundance. But when they've decided this is the thing that's bothering you, you're not bothered because you don't want to give them more. You're bothered because you know there's something off in their vibration that you couldn't overcome no matter how much you gave to them. When they decide that it is through demands that they get more rather than through natural attraction, that's what's off-putting to you about this. You just can't give someone enough to cause them to align with source energy, and it's that alignment they're looking for. They think they're looking for money. They're looking for alignment, you see. And so once you get that squared away within you, you cannot be concerned about what everybody's position is, because you can't control what it is, but you can be very sure of what yours is. And so these are the questions that we want to ask of you. Do you accept the law of attraction as the true manager of the universe?
Absolutely.
And do you believe that everyone has equal access to abundance?
Absolutely.
Do you think that only you have a vortex, or do you think they have one too?
Everybody has one.
Do you think that what you allow into your experience from your vortex deprives them of what they allow in from their vortex?
Not at all.
And would you want to give them the impression that you're the keeper of their vortex?
Not at all.
Would you want to in any way behave to make them misunderstand that all the abundance that they want is flowing to them if they will allow it? And so, can you do anything other than demonstrate abundance flowing?
That's what I do.
So now you're leading us to something. We are so happy to talk about this. It's been on the horizon for a while. We've been talking about the law of attraction for a long time. Many of you could speak it as clearly as we are speaking it here today. But let's take it to the next level of understanding of law of attraction. So law of attraction says that which is likened to itself is drawn. And when we talk to someone about the law of attraction, we're talking about your point of attraction. In fact, it's all we want to talk about to you, your point of attraction. And so we say things today, profound things like, when you hook up with your inner being, who is pure in its attraction, then your point of attraction is powerful and pure. And lots of wonderful experiences come to you. We want to start with that understanding. In other words, when you connect with these resources, you are a powerful attractor. So here you are attracting. Everybody else is too. There's no assertion. Did you know it? There's no assertion. And yet sometimes it feels like assertion. It feels like, I've got money, I'm going to give some to you. Oh, that seems like assertion, doesn't it? But there's no assertion. There's only attraction. Stay with us. Are you with us so far? There's only attraction. There's no assertion. So I've got money, and money is flowing from me to you. How's it getting there? Am I asserting it, or are you attracting it? Which is it? Which is it? What must it be? It's got to be attraction, yes? So now, oh, you're right there. You're going to hear this so clearly. So, let's say that you are, you've been having just the best time. And you are blowing and flowing, and you understand abundance, and it's flowing to you. And you have people in your life, family, friends, employees, that are attracting through you. They're attracting through you. You're not asserting it. Might seem like it, you're signing the check, but you're not asserting it. They're attracting it. So here's the question. The question is, what are you under the influence while you're being attracted from? And what influence are they under while they're attracting? You with us? So let's say you are in love with life and appreciating these magnificent people without whom you could not function. They matter. They matter a lot, every one of them. And that's how you feel. So you feel exactly like your inner being feels. You're wide open, you're pure positive energy, and you are attracting abundance, and you are thriving, and you're wide open. So that's your part of the attraction. Now, here's the other person, family, friends, employees. They're attracting from you, but they resent you. They think you have too much money. So they're not under the influence of source. They're under the influence of something else. So they can't attract as much as they could. And you might decide that you're going to level the playing field, and so you're just going to start asserting into their experience. It felt good before, you're wide open and flowing, but now they're resenting you and demanding from you and unhappy about you. So now, if you are offering something to them, it's sort of like assertion, which doesn't work in all of the universe. You can't fix it for them. They've got to be appreciative. They've got to love their life. They've got to trust the law of attraction in their life. They've got to let it in. They've got to let it in. You cannot assert abundance into their experience. They've got to let it in. And if they're not, then what do? Do you get all wadded up? The tendency is when you see someone who isn't in the habit of letting abundance in, your tendency, Esther's too, is to try to fix it. And that's where you get crossways of the laws of the universe, because you cannot assert well-being to someone who is not ready to accept it. And if they're doing anything other than loving life and loving you and feeling appreciation, then you're offering it and they're not letting it in. Bunk, 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 bunk.
But then it starts to affect me.
But see, understanding this can keep that from happening.
So I just let go of that and say, just keep bonking.
Don't try to fix it. That's trying to assert it. Don't try to fix what they're not ready to let in. You just take care of your point of attraction and let everybody else take care of their point of attraction. And don't take it upon yourself to be the happiness factor for everyone or the prosperity factor for everyone, because every single person in your employment or otherwise has access to abundance. They've just got to figure out how to let it in. There isn't one situation that you can't resolve with this understanding.
That's what I needed.
Not one. Think about the welfare system. So a lot of people thriving, having what they need and contributing to a bigger pool, so that those that are not steady on their feet can not be hungry at night. That's a lovely thing, isn't it? And no one would deny anyone any of that when there's all this excess and all this well-being. But when you get into shortage consciousness, where you think the pie's only this big and somebody's getting more than their fair slice of the pie, instead of understanding that the pie expands exponentially to supply the pure desires of those that are asking, then sometimes those that are receiving become resentful and demanding and entitled. And then others want to push against that, and then it gets all jacked up, because even though it is your nature to want to uplift, you just can't sort it out. You can't go to all of the people in the world and decide which ones of them are in a vibrational place to really be deserving of their piece of the pie. You can't sort that out. It would drive you out of your mind. All you can do is stay connected to the resources and let law of attraction take care of the rest of it. And it is. It's taking care of the rest of it. Helpful?
Beautiful. Very.